rise. Councilman, this board is going to lead us in the invocation, followed by the pledge of allegiance.
Heavenly Father, we come before you today with grateful hearts, thanking you for the privilege of gathering to serve our community. We ask for your wisdom, guidance, and discernment to be present in this room as we deliberate on clarity to make sound, fair decisions that uplift every resident and benefit our town as a whole. Promote a spirit of unity and mutual respect and among everyone here. Help us to listen to each other with open minds and to work collaboratively even when there are honest disagreements. Remind us of the great honor it is to be stewards of this town and its people. In your holy name we pray.
Amen. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So what if you skip that prayer, shall we?
We'll start with approval of the agenda. Do we have any additions, deletions, or changes that need to be made?
Mayor, if you don't mind, I know that Councilman Sweeney submitted a resolution to be added. Mr. Russell had reviewed it, sent some comments back. So Mr. Russell, would you like to comment on that at this time?
I mean, to be honest, if there's not a motion to add anything to the agenda, I don't,
Okay.
and the chair hasn't called for discussion, and that would seem to be appropriate to wait for another day.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll move on now to approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the regular council meeting minutes from June 1st, 2026?
I'll make that motion.
Councilmember Sweeney made the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Councilmember Hamilton made the second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Now we'll move to item 4, which is citizens' comments. If you signed up to speak, if you'll state your name and full address prior to speaking, and you're limited to 3 minutes. And Manager Britton, would you please keep time for everyone that's speaking?
Sure, you got it.
First on the list, Patrick Hall.
Patrick Hollett, 1005 Creek Walk Drive. 250 years ago, this country was founded on ideas of democracy, with the central point to this new trailblazing form of government being ethical local governments working in pursuit for what's best for the community. In the spirit of these same founding principles, I come here today not to complain, but to highlight serious ethical and concerning actions I have witnessed over the past few years. This concern is not just shared by me, but by well-respected political science and law professors who express similar concerns after their own research. My first concern is the pattern of personal attacks among council members. Residents elected this council to work together to address our town's changes. Yet that becomes difficult when members are excluded from communications or treated as opponents rather than colleagues. Disagreement is inevitable in public service, but personal attacks and exclusion undermine the collaboration residents expect from their elected officials. Based on minutes from the recent town council meetings, the word dissenting has been used to shame those who question the truth. But I must remind all of you that in some of the most famous cases in U.S. history heard by the Supreme Court, the dissenter was hated at first, but would later go on to be held a hero, while the majority was later to be held a blemish on American history. The second point concerns the recent proposed restrictions on council members' access to the town attorney. As someone currently studying the law and learning the ethical obligations of attorneys, I cannot overstate the importance of access to legal counsel. The right to counsel is a fundamental principle of our justice system, enshrined in the Sixth Amendment and reinforced by the Supreme Court in Gideon v. Rambright, which recognized that justice requires legal representation regardless of a person's financial means. While the Sixth Amendment applies to criminal proceedings rather than elected officials, the underlying principle is instructive. Informed legal guidance is essential to making lawful and ethical decisions. It makes little sense to discourage or penalize council members for seeking legal advice, given that their responsibility is to act honestly, ethically, and in compliance with the law. We can certainly afford to ensure that council members have adequate access to legal guidance so they can make informed decisions on behalf of the public. I could continue to go on about what this council has done and about my concerns, but I urge you to choose transparency over division, professionalism over personal conflict, and service to the citizens over politics. Stanley residents deserve a council that works together to solve problems and not create them. And with that, I rest.
Thank you. Madam Clerk?
Gavin Dyer.
Gavin Dyer, 242 Shadowbrook Road, Mount Holly, just outside of Stanley Town limits. Mayor, Town Council, many thanks for letting me speak this evening. I'd like to thank the Town Clerk for supplying me with copies of the ethics certificates for all the Town Council members. Under North Carolina General Statute 160A-87 and 2009-403S1, it is the Town Clerk's responsibility to maintain verifying receipt of ethics training by each member. Can anyone explain why this wasn't being done? The Stanley Community Centre. As we are all aware, this facility was gifted to the town for the use of the people of Stanley. Can anyone on the council explain why the building was left to fall in such disrepair? What are the current plans for this facility? On June 23rd, I emailed all the council members and town manager regarding the opportunity to obtain a grant to either restore or rebuild the centre. I received 4 replies to those I thank you. One mentioned on a Facebook post he wouldn't be responding. Sadly, I heard nothing from the mayor or town manager. To quote Councillor Helms, the community building has been a topic of serious discussion for years. We are all aware and constantly working behind the scenes. What discussion has been going on behind the scenes, and has there been a full council discussion? If not, then why not? One councillor told me he would rather see it demolished and sold off for housing. Would the council like to elaborate? Why are the council and town management so against the support of the museum? The only other registered charities in the town are Town Cemetery and King's Daughters. Is it too much to ask the council to support this valuable facility? Earlier this year, I tried to apply for a planning board for the Stanley. I was informed that as I live outside town side limits, I was ineligible to serve on any board. Does this apply to the newly created ABC board? Board member Pendergraft informed me that you have to be within town limits where I asked him. If so, then why is there a board member who resides outside of town limits? This person should be ineligible to sit on the board. Finally, after attending last month's meeting, since when was it acceptable to allow political speeches in the public comments when the town is supposed to be non-partisan? Councillor Kelly accused accusations were unwarranted and all the accusations with no evidence. Why did the mayor allow this to happen without solid evidence? Also, when is the town manager allowed to berate a councillor and accuse him basically of working with a challenger to the current state representative? You, man, did nothing to stop this. When who is in charge of the town council meetings, you or the town manager? I look forward to your responses. Thank you.
Thank you.
That concludes all this.
Thank you. All right, we'll move now to department reports. The financial report has been provided. Do you have any questions for Director Robinson? Director Robertson, do you have anything like that?
I do not have anything.
The planning board, the plan report has been provided. Director Penley is not with us this evening, so if you have any questions, direct them to Manager Denton if you would please. The public works report has been provided. Any questions for Director Hendrick?
Yes, I think, would that be? No, I'll have another council.
Anyone else? Director Hendricks, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. The recreation report has been provided. Director Dishman is on vacation this week, so if you have any questions, direct them to Manager Denton. The fire report has been provided. Any questions for Chief Hilton? Chief Hilton, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. The police report has been provided. Do you have any questions for Officer McManus? Officer McManus, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, no.
Thank you. We'll move on to item 7, which is the manager's report. Manager Denton, do you have anything you'd like to add?
I do just a couple of things. Thank you, Mayor and Council. One, I just wanted to give an update on the Brevard Basin project. Director Hendricks and I worked together to submit a request to the state for additional upgrades to the Brevard Basin project that Director Hendricks felt was needed before the project got started. The request was for $400,000, so we pushed very hard to obtain these assets because if we didn't, we'd have to utilize town assets to help cover the cost. We're happy to report that the full $400,000 was approved. This is in addition to the $2.9 million that we've already received from the state. So the project is currently underway with an expected completion date of December this year. So just to put this into perspective and show how much we saved the town from a financial standpoint, if we went out and had to borrow that $400,000 at a rate of 6% over a 10-year term, that would cost the town approximately about $4,415 per month over the next 10 years. So this proves the importance of having a positive working relationship with the state and also aggressively pursuing those grants.
Thank you for doing that.
Absolutely, thank you, and thank you to Director Hendricks as well. I've also had a few people state that they've heard that the town's received millions of dollars in grants and would like to know where those grants have been spent. So just to clarify, I want to kind of go through that, what we received. So $2.8 million has been spent on the Meadows Sewer Project, $2.9 million on the Brevard Basin Project that's currently underway. An additional $400,000 that I just spoke about will be spent on the Brevard Basin Project as well. We also received an additional $200,000 on paving the Meadows Sewer Project, $1 million on the galvanized water line project, and these grants have to be spent on their intended use. So if we get $1 million for the galvanized water project, that's what it has to be spent on. So that's alone, that's $7.3 million alone just for water and sewer infrastructure in itself. So we also received, as you're well aware, $4.2 million grant for our new police department. So that's a total of $11.5 million in grants over approximately the last 5 years that we've received. So while $7.3 million of those grants, can't be seen because this work that's been done underground, I can assure you is extremely important to the town of Stanley. If you look at the Brevard Basin project that we're currently working on, I&I was a huge issue. That's inflow and infiltration. Basically, we've had holes in our sewer lines, and when the water seeps into those lines, it has to be metered through 2 rivers, which costs the town money. So going in and upfitting those lines, number one, that help preventing I&I just saves the town money in itself. I know when Hurricane Helene came through, what that cost us directly was about $100,000. That swim along.
Yeah, plus or minus.
Well, yeah. So that shows you how important it is. We can't see it, can't touch it. It's not a building. I promise you, it's repairs that have to be done and need to be done. We also had recently our water distribution inspection for the town, and the inspector praised the town for being proactive on replacing our water lines and documenting the projects with our photographs. So again, just kudos to Director Hendricks, and his team for all they do. Kind of looking back at the police department, just to put this into perspective again from a financial standpoint. So the cost of this new police department is going to be $4.2 million. Assuming that we took $500,000 out of our fund balance, which would be a huge chunk of our savings, we would end up financing $3.7 million at current rates. If we hit that at 6%, to finance that over a 20-year term, that would end up costing the town $26,386 a month, roughly about $316,000 on an annual basis over the next 20 years. So over that 20-year period, it would end up costing the town a total amount of about $6.8 million on that project alone. So again, that's how important it is to pursue these grants, keep a positive working relationship with the individual that helps secure those grants for us. Any questions on the grants?
That's correct.
Thank you. And thank you to all of you for the majority of this council who see that, support that, and have the good working relationship, with our representative in the General Assembly. So, mapping system, again, to help reduce the cost for the towns even further. Director Hendricks and I have collaborated on transitioning our mapping services from an outside vendor to an in-house solution. Previously, the town relied on a third-party company to provide mapping software and related services for multiple departments. So beginning this year, our internal staff will manage the town's mapping and surveying functions. The change is expected to save the town approximately $14,000 annually. while providing greater control over our mapping resources, and improving coordination between the departments. So every little bit helps, and we're trying to do our part to make sure the town's assets and resources are being spent wisely. Any questions from the council, Mayor? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to item 8, council reports and comments. Council, have any comments or reports?
I just wanted to, ask Daniel, if you have any update on anything with Plum?
Yeah, the engineers did a ground penetrating radar pass a while back, and they're actually gonna come out and do an initial, their first inspection, showed some boys up there near the top of Plum, in between the valve and the intersection up there. So they're gonna do another pass on that radar to verify what those, voids were that they did.
And then what?
And then after that, they'll make the recommendation. They have come up with one recommendation previously, and that was to make the street, if they deem it to be reopened after this inspection, to reopen it as a one-way street, going towards the mill or J&L back there, be coming, not exiting on the main street.
Do you think that, so reopen as a one-way is one option, they said, and what's another option? Any other options?
That was the only option they offered us.
Or is it closed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Any other council comments or reports?
I have a comment, I'd like to say. I just wanted to take this moment to thank Parks and Recreation Department and the Police Department for everything they do for the senior citizens of our community. I know that it's been said lately that we don't, or the town does not, maybe respect or do enough for our senior citizens. I am one, so I know they do a lot, and I appreciate everything they do. And under the leadership of Director Dishman, he's not here tonight, but Parks and Recreation hosts a monthly bingo event for our seniors at the beautiful Tuddees Gym, an asset that, I might add, is completely paid for. They also organize an annual senior trip. Last year, our seniors traveled to the North Carolina mountains, with the town covering the transportation costs and lunch. The trip also gave everyone the opportunity to shop, explore, and enjoy the local community. Later in the year, our seniors are invited to a wonderful Christmas dinner that has become a cherished tradition. I also want to recognize the police department and Chief Sunday for their continued support for our senior citizens. Each year, they host the annual senior breakfast, which has become an extremely popular event and something our seniors look forward to every year, and I know I do. It provides a wonderful opportunity for fellowship and strengthens the relationship between our seniors and the officers who serve our community. As a fellow senior citizen, I can personally say how much these events mean to me. The seniors in our town truly appreciate the time, effort, and care that our employees put into making us feel valued and connected. The town has also received a couple letters from one of our citizens expressing appreciation for these programs, and I would like to share those with you now. These are from Sue Pruitt, who is the senior in the town. And she states, this week again, myself and other seniors in the Stanley community were treated to bingo fun and fellowship at the Harper Park, sponsored by Parks and Recreation at Harper Park. Brandon always makes sure everything is welcoming and the prices and snacks are a treat. Thanks for including these senior events on the town calendar. I know I speak for all the seniors, and when I say this is a great opportunity for us to feel a part of the town and the businesses represented in these events. She also stated in March that the March Senior Bingo continued to be a popular and well-organized event for the seniors of Stanley at Harper Park. Many returned after the cold weather, and Brandon was well prepared for the guests. Deepest thanks on behalf of each of the seniors. It is a joy to be recognized as valuable citizens of the Stanley community. Have a wonderful spring. So I appreciate those letters, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that would probably like to send a letter or are so appreciative But I think our community, our town does a lot for our seniors, and I appreciate that.
You're here.
There you go. You're part of it too, aren't you? Yes.
Does anyone else have anything?
I do have a question. I fielded about 6 phone calls in the last couple of weeks, people saying that they hadn't seen any GEMS ambulances stationed around town lately. I don't know if anybody could comment about that, if they know anything about the GEMS ambulances.
Oh.
Chief Hilton, can you comment on that? Do you know, or no?
Commander Nick, you wanna comment on that?
It's something we'll look into and follow up with you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I have something, the August meeting, I'll be out of town in Southern Leanna, so we'd like to move that, if that's possible. And the following Tuesday, August the 11th, if that would work with everyone, at 6 o'clock.
Tuesday the 11th, is that?
As far as I know.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
As far as I know.
Okay, good.
Has it come?
Chance, are you okay with that?
I'm not, I don't know. That's good.
Okay.
Where I live, I'm gonna need that.
Well, they all said yes.
Oh, wait.
Yes, if I
Okay.
meeting, it's fine.
All right, we're checking with it.
I will.
All right, thank you. All right, if there's nothing else, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Motion.
Councilmember James made a motion, I have a second. Councilmember Stanley made a second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all for coming out tonight.